So you guys are in the right place at the right time, and I'm going to wow all of you, if that's okay. Yes? Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Are you guys ready?
Yes.
That's much better. All right, so I'm going to teach you some new ways that you might have never thought about how to connect with more people, get more leads and referrals, and make more valuable relationships in your business. Because I truly believe that business is built on relationships. Do you guys agree?
Yep. Yes.
And knowing that business is built on relationships, I have figured out a way to create faster, better quality relationships with less time. Less of my time. Imagine if you could make more relationships, better quality, faster, but spend less time doing it. What would that be like for you? Amazing, all right? So let me ask you a question. Do you attend networking events?
Yes.
You attend seminars?
Yep.
Trade shows?
Yep.
Business events?
Yep.
You meet people, you network?
Yep.
And what do you do at these events? What do you do at these events? You network, you meet people, and what? You hand out business cards? Yeah, that one, okay. Anybody hand out business cards while at events? Okay. What else? What else do we do at events? What's the purpose? Why do you come to the events? To connect for what? For business. We want to grow our business. Does anyone go to networking events to not for any other reasons than to grow their business? Just show your hands.
Main reason I'm here on this earth is to love and to contribute, and so I love and contribute to people.
Excellent answer. Give a round of applause for him. The number one reason that people go to events is obviously to grow their business. But I have learned through much experience and many times doing this, that if the intentionality of going to events shifts to being of a person of giving, of delivering service, then the business will follow. And what it all really boils down to, and he actually said it, is love. Your purpose coming to events should be to share love. And if you share love with other human beings, I promise you, you will build more connections, more relationships, and more business than you've ever had.
Wow.
Does it connect with you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, wouldn't it be great if we had a system or a process or a technology that can make that process even faster? Okay, so we've agreed that we meet people at events. And what is the most important thing you need to get from a person when you meet them at an event?
Their name?
Besides their name, their contact information. More importantly, their what? Phone number. And most of us pass out business cards, right? Does anyone here not have a business card? Got the kids in the room and a couple others. All right. So for those of you that don't have business cards, you're going to love this, right? Now let me ask you a question. Have you ever received a business card at any event from someone that you had a great conversation with? You felt that this person, you had real connection with. You felt like they were going to be a great asset in some capacity for your business. You go to call them, you look at the business card, and you realize it's their office number. Has anyone ever experienced that? Have you experienced that? How does that feel? Wah, wah, wah. Right? I'm going to have to call the office, speak to the secretary, and follow up. This is a nightmare. So what is the one piece of contact we really want, ladies and gentlemen? Cell number. Okay, good. So we're all on the same page with that. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Does anyone agree with this statement?
Yes. Yeah.
Your network is your net worth, which is why probably the front row, the second row here, probably if you look at their network, the net worth is probably a little bit higher than the average of everyone else. Why? Because they know to invest in themselves and to keep the company that's also invested in themselves will lead to larger opportunities. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
So the question is, how do we start leveraging the networking? How do we leverage all the contacts, all the people, all the relationships? There's 300 people in this room. Do you realize how much opportunity just in these 3 days you have to make connections, build relationships, share love, and actually grow your business? But the reality is you're probably going to leave with what? A stack of business cards, right? Or like this. Does anybody have one of these at home or in the office? Does this look familiar to you? Does any? I have a prize for someone. I have a ticket to my marketing implementation boot camp. Those of you that are part of the 10-10-10 group, I spoke yesterday. You guys know that this is a $1,500 ticket to my live event. Look, she's getting ready to get up right now. She's getting ready. And this event's in Miami. It is a full day. It's called the Marketing Implement. I didn't say congratulations. I'm just explaining what it is. But she knows what it is. See, she knows the value, right? This is called the Marketing Implementation Bootcamp. And kids, earmuffs, please. Kids, earmuffs. Thank you. It's the ultimate get shit done business event.
Wow.
Yeah, wow, that's right. Why? Because what we actually do is we don't just educate you. We don't just train you. We have you implement while you're at the event. So that when you leave, you already have the skill sets done so you can put them into the world. Would anybody like one of these tickets? Okay, great. So the first person that has the best method to this madness here is going to win the ticket. So who's got a very organized system for business cards? Yes, ma'am.
The business card on my phone that leads to active campaign.
You have a business card on your phone, an e-business card on your phone that leads to a campaign. Love it. Anybody have a better system than that? Now, what do you do with the stack of business cards that are given to you? When they give you business cards, you enter them into your... You swipe it, it scans it? Okay, or a system. Anybody have a better system? Yes, ma'am.
What I did today was basically take pictures of the people that I've talked to with their name badge, and rather than remembering contact information, well, most of them told me that we can connect through social media, which is the best way for me to communicate. That's what I...
So she said she's taking pictures with people, she's connected with them, and she said she's connected with them on their favorite social media because that's the way she likes to connect. Anybody else do that method? Anybody got the social media connection method? Okay. All right, I'm going to give opportunity to one more person. You're winning so far, okay? Anybody else have a really good system or process after events with all the business cards? Yes, ma'am.
When I take a picture and then I turn to Excel, I just learn Excel from September.
You just learned Excel, so you take a picture, you transfer it to Excel. So you basically make yourself a secretary. I used to do the same exact thing. Yes.
Mine's low tech, and I make sure I spend time with every person whose card I get, so I don't collect 1,000 cards.
Okay.
I collect just a certain number of cards a week. I make sure I spend at least 10 minutes with each person so I get to know and connect with them at a human level. And then I go to home, I make sure my calendar I set aside some time, and then when I set that time aside, I will call, text, email, and social media connect with each person that I'm actually connected with now.
So I love the experience, but the workload he just explained to me is getting me scared. Like I am scared to be in your business or in your shoes.
I only collect 20 to 30 cards a week. Don't worry.
So are you saying that you are choosing to limit the amount of contacts that you make at an event?
I am, because at the moment, the way I know how to do it is to connect with each
Great. You guys all heard that? Because in this moment, the only information and knowledge he has of how to do it is I gotta limit it to 20 people because otherwise my bandwidth and capacity is not gonna allow me to be effective. Got it?
Yeah.
What if I can help you do it with 300 people? In half the time that you're currently doing it.
At the same level of connection, I'm all ears.
Okay, great. So that's what I'm talking to you about. So I think, young lady, you won. So come on up here. Take a round of applause, everyone. Congratulations. What's your name? Can everyone say hi, Zoe? You got a fan club. Thank you so much. Grab a seat. All right. So I love him, by the way. We're on such the same page. When you are connecting, when you are networking, you have to build what? Rapport. Because if you don't build rapport, you don't build a relationship, and most likely it's going to be very difficult for them to buy from you, right? Here's a question. Do you ever buy from someone that you don't like or don't trust? No? Even if it was cheaper? No. Right, okay. So we've established that we choose to buy from people we like, know, and trust. Therefore, it's very important to build rapport. If you're not building rapport with your future customer or client, the chances of them doing business with you goes down considerably. Agreed? Everyone agree? All right. So, technology, social media is very powerful nowadays because you can build what through social media? Rapport. And I love the fact that he takes the time to meet every single person. But at the same time, you do realize that we have a limited amount of time. And like Jim Rohn says, you can get more money, but you can't get more time. Therefore, it's the most valuable thing you have. And if you want to become more successful, and you want to make more money, and you want to make a bigger impact in the world, we have to figure out how to expand your reach with everyone you meet. Agreed? All right, so can we all agree that nowadays people will research one another before they do business with them through Google and all forms of social media? Yeah. Agree? Have you ever done that?
Yes.
So then I want you to realize that everyone else is doing that with you. So for the few individuals who say, oh, I only use Facebook for personal use, that's awesome for you, but I want you to understand that if you are an entrepreneur, in this day and age, people can find your Facebook. And they're still seeing whatever you are sharing or not sharing on your Facebook. And I share things with my family all the time. I share when I go to church. I share things when I visit my family because I believe that the human being connection is important. I don't try to hide and just say I'm all business. That was 10, 15 years ago. Times have changed, especially for the entrepreneur. I think it is important, almost mandatory, that you share who you are in the world and not just your business. I believe it'll increase your sales, it'll increase your referrals, it'll increase your introductions, and at the end of the day, it's going to increase your bottom line. Now, you might disagree with me, but as I share a little bit more, that might seem to change. So, through social media, through texting, WhatsApp, videos, you can start to build a relationship with someone. Do you agree?
Yes.
Would you agree that some individuals will see a movie star, a rock star, a professional athlete, and actually feel like they know the person, even though they've never met them? Yes? Do any of you have that experience? Does any of you have some person that you've never met that you feel like you know them? Because you've seen them, you've watched their videos. How about before you met Jack, did you guys feel like you knew Jack? You wouldn't be here if you didn't. Do you understand that? I want you to really think about the fact that the majority of you are here because you wanted to meet Jack Canfield. You've either read his book, watched The Secret, heard the podcast, saw a video, you have some level of relationship with the man, and you feel a connection, you feel a love with him. Yes? Does that resonate with you?
Yes.
But you didn't meet him until today. And some of you, if you were not part of the VIP, didn't actually get to meet him. You got to see him, you got to be in the same room with him, but you didn't get to shake his hand, put your arm around him, hug him like I did, or even have a conversation. So technically, you still haven't met him, but after that presentation, do you feel even more connected to him than you ever have before? Absolutely. You can feel the love. Raymond says he's probably one of the most loved human beings on the planet, and I think we all know why. You can feel it. The reason I'm making this example is because who are you for other people in the world? Who are you for your potential clients that will pay money to come to an event just to hear you speak? Imagine if you could create that level of connection with people prior to ever meeting you, and then wanting to pay you money just to be in your space, to buy your programs, to listen to your podcast, watch your videos. What would that be like for you?
Wow.
Wow, there we go. All right, so leveraging this powerful tool. What is this, by the way? No, this is not a cell phone. What is this thing? Smartphone. What else is this? This is a money-making machine, ladies and gentlemen. 20 years ago, if we went back with an iPhone or one of the new Pixels or the new Androids, 20 years ago, we would be the most successful, coolest person with power, like a magician in our hand. This is more powerful than a computer. You can do everything and anything off your cell phone. You can shoot videos, you can upload them directly to social media, you can take photos, you can make content, you can make slides, you can do presentations, you can do anything and everything related to your business with this device. So I want you to understand that nowadays, there's no excuse for success as an entrepreneur. Because between the internet and a cell phone, you can do anything, anywhere on this planet, right? But mainly, what do we use our cell phones for? Connection. Who said that? All right. Connection is key. Everything I'm going to share with you in the next couple minutes is about how to make more connections. And let me explain to you why this is so important today. If I was giving this presentation 10 years ago, maybe not so much. But now, have you realized that there is something called social currency? Have you realized that people actually get paid lots of money because they have a lot of followers?
Oh, yeah.
Now, this concept is insane for me because that a number can actually dictate the value that can be placed on a human being. And this human being could technically have no skills, no degree, no background, no real value that we would agree is something that we would pay money for, yet companies and businesses are hiring them and paying thousands of dollars because they have hundreds or millions of followers. This is not going anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. This is just the beginning. If you do not get on with the latest technology and you don't start leveraging social media and start building it right now, you're going to experience what I refer to as the blockbuster effect. Do you know what the blockbuster effect is? I don't know if they have blockbuster in Canada. You did. Do you anymore? No. So you know what the blockbuster effect? Goodbye, because you didn't stay up to date with the trends and the technology. I don't want to get into the full story, but do you guys remember Redbox? Or I don't know if you still have Redbox. Well, that little couple guys in a garage who came up with an idea to mail you the DVD directly to your home. They thought it would never happen. And then later on, Netflix. And by the time Blockbuster, who was a multi-million dollar company, said, okay, we need to start doing this, the infrastructure and the learning curve was too long, and they could not survive. Same thing with Sears. Same thing with Toys R Us, and many other companies. It's happening all around us. And for you, as a small business owner, I want you to understand, if you think it's difficult right now to get business, if you think you work hard right now to get sales and get new customers, you have no idea what's going to happen in the next 5 or 6 years when individuals who are your competitors start to leverage the power of social media, the power of connection using this amazing device called a cell phone. And by the time you realize, I need to start doing this, you're going to experience a blockbuster effect. And I'm not here to rain on anybody's parade, but this is the reality. I'm already seeing it. I'm already seeing my clients supersede their competition by far because of implementing our strategies. Myself, as an example, I have been getting booked to speak. I have been getting clients just because they've seen me on social media. Every event that I go to, the number one thing that I hear is, I've seen you before. It's the number one thing I hear. And I'm going to start hearing it more and more because I've only been doing this for 2 years.
Wow.
For 2 years. Thank you. Yeah, you think that I've been doing this for longer than that, right? I mean, I've been in business for 15, but I didn't have this realization until 2 years ago. And what I created, because I had a problem, the same problem that every single one of you have in this room, but nobody has created a solution for it. And some people, like this young lady who won Zoe, who won the marketing implementation bootcamp, have actually done something about it. But I actually went out and built something for myself because I wanted to be more effective at my business. I wanted to be more effective at creating communication with individuals. I wanted to share the love with people, but I know I have limited time. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
So we understand that your cell phone's a money-making machine. So how can we leverage the digital media, make an impact 24/7, 365? That's the question. How can we have individuals meeting you, connecting with you, building a relationship with you while you're sleeping? If you can start to do that now, in 2 to 3 years from today, people in your industry, in your realm will say, I know you, I've seen you. And I've seen you. I've seen you. I've seen you. And it feels really good, by the way. A little awkward in the beginning, but it feels really good. So, what I'm going to share with you, what we've created 2 years ago for myself, now available to the world, is called a 360 site. Now, you might ask, why is it called a 360? Can anybody guess why it's called a 360 site?
Around the world.
Because you can connect with you 360 from everywhere. Every single one of you has multiple social medias, yes? Who here likes Facebook the best? Raise your hand. Oh, not that many. Raise your hand if you like LinkedIn the best. Okay, well, all right. If you like Instagram the best. Oh, wow, okay. Snapchat? Oh, wow, one adult likes Snapchat. Awesome. How about Twitter? 2 or 3? How about YouTube? Oh, wow, oh, wow, wow, YouTube. This is the first audience that many people like YouTube. Now, do you realize that everyone had a different preference? Do you realize that everyone has a different way they like to communicate and connect? So, what Raymond said earlier, doesn't it make sense that if you want someone to connect with you, you want them to like and know you and build a relationship with you, so hopefully they're going to say, this person is the better fit to do business with, opposed to the competition that I don't know and I don't have a relationship. Don't you think it would be valuable if you had a presence everywhere on social media? So that they can choose how to connect with you the way they feel most comfortable? Now, this is probably something new to you. This is probably something you've never considered. And I know what most of you are probably thinking. God, social media is so much work and I don't want to do it. You feel that way? Raise your hand if you feel that way. I feel exactly the same way. Now, in our course, Brand in 2 Days, which those of you that are in the 10-10-10 group know about, everybody else, if you're interested in getting your branding done like I did for Raymond, you can come see me later. But what we've figured out is a way to push out to all your social medias using different softwares, different systems, and you only have to spend a very limited amount of time per month. Technically 4 hours a month, total. And you can be active every single day on every single social media. Can everyone say, wow? That was for you, man.
I challenged him on that when I was there in Miami. I said, bullshit, you can't post what I would post. You don't know what I'm going to say. I don't get it. I don't believe it. And he proved it to me. He showed me a really beautiful photograph, like really high quality photograph of a cheetah chasing an antelope. And the cheetah was just inches behind, and you know the antelope is going to get it in the next quarter of a second. And the caption under it was, not everyone who follows you is your friend. And I bet if I posted that, or if it automatically came out under his service, that I would get more likes and more shares than when I post something myself and take my time to do it. And so he showed me the kinds of things that he will be posting automatically for me. And they're good, healthy, honest, positive quotes with beautiful pictures. And I'm impressed. I really, I never put all this thought into social media. So I'm really glad you've done it. Thank you.
Thank you, Raymond. And the reality is this. I realized a couple years ago that I didn't want to experience the Blockbuster effect. I started my speaking career exactly 3 years ago. It's when I first learned to speak on stage. I was used to speaking in front of people, but never like this. And I'd look at what speakers were doing, and I was like, I can do this so much better and so much more effective. I saw all the problems that were happening for them. So if you are a speaker in this room, this is gold for you particularly. If you're an author in this room, this is gold. I cannot even imagine what it would be like for me to be a speaker or an author without this technology. Because it expedites everything you're already doing and 10x's it with less time that you're currently spending. And that's why we call it the ultimate connection hub. Now, here are just 3 of my celebrity clients. You might recognize some of these people. All right? And next, if you are not what I refer to as a personality-driven business, and you have a company that has its own social media, has its own following, you have a team that works under you, we also do 360 sites for businesses. So I have some clients that have their personal 360 site, so when they're out and about and making the relationships, and then they have their corporate 360 site, so their whole entire team leverages it. Does anybody here have their own brand, but also has a company brand additional? So for quite a few. So those of you would, and imagine this, if I wanted to connect with everything that was your company, how could I do that right now in less than 10 seconds? No, I'd have to look it up on social media. There's no way for me to connect it. That was the problem I had. And I'm going to get into the details right now. But before, you guys want to see it? You want to see it live? All right, pull out your cell phones really quick. Gotta be quick with this. Pull out your cell phones. And for those that are technologically challenged, don't worry. If you have an iPhone, nothing against Android, you can open your camera and you can zoom it in and focus on that QR code, and a little drop down will pop from the top. If you do not have an iPhone, you do not have a QR code reader, just go to that webpage, rayperez360.com. And I'm going to do a live demonstration of how this actually works. All right, so let's see who's got the fastest internet, who's the quickest techie in here. And as soon as you're there, rayperez360.com, there's a little surprise that I put in there for Raymond and for Karen. So as soon as it pops up, you're going to see a little surprise that I did for Raymond and for Karen. No, you just zoom in, and then a little drop down will come in from your phone, from your album. If you have an iPhone. If you do not have an iPhone or a card reader, it's not going to work. Just go to rayperez360. Boom, you're there, okay?
Yeah, I just want to tell you, people are taking pictures.
Okay, just go to rayperez360.com for all the technologically unsavvy people in the room. It's okay. Just open up a webpage and go to rayperez360.com.
Wow.
There you go. He got it. Number 1. Who else? Who else? Go to rayperez360.com. You got it? You got it? You got it? You got it? Who else? You got it? You got it? So what does it say? Hello, Toronto. What else does it say? Raymond and Karen rock. There's a picture of them while they were on stage 5 minutes ago. I did that for you to see, for those who are speakers, that you can create something in the moment before you walk on stage, and you can give your audience a wow experience that you've never been able to do before.
Wow.
Wow.
Thank you. Wow. Thank you.
All right, so yes, come on, you can give me some love. That's all right, I'll take it. So go ahead and X out the little picture of Raymond and Karen, and you're going to notice that you can connect with me on any of my social medias. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a behind-the-scenes look while you're looking at the front end of the 360 site. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use one of my celebrity clients, Miss Forbes Riley, if anybody knows, she's the $2.5 billion infomercial queen, and I'm going to use the back end of her 360 site to give you the explanation. So when you log into a 360 site, it's pretty simple. There's a few sections that allow you to change the images, the buttons, and what people see on the outside. Does anybody here, do any of you have more than one website? Personal website, company website, more than one. Keep them up high, let me see. Okay, about 30% of the room. I have 6. The very top right-hand corner of my 360 site, click on that little website button. Look what happens. And keep it open because this is going to be interactive for you. I have 6 companies, 6 different businesses. I tell you, I can't even remember my website's names anymore. But now with the 360 site, in a click of one button, I can take anyone to any of my 6 businesses in one shot. Now that's not the cool part. That's not the wild part. For those of you that have multiple businesses, anybody here have more than one business? That's it? I think there would be more. Raise your hand high. Anyone have more than one business? Okay. Have you ever experienced, those of you that have more than one business, when you meet someone for the first time, and sometimes you're not sure which business card to give them. You're not sure which business to talk about. You feel confused and you feel awkward and you feel... Have you ever experienced that? Yes. I know, because I did too. And there was no way that I could figure out how to not feel awkward or feel like I was trying to sell when I had 3 or 4 companies. Do you want me to show you how I eliminated that from my life? Yep. Yes. Do you want me to show you how I elevate my value with all the businesses I have, opposed to being confused and awkward? Yes. Okay, everyone click on that little website tab. Everybody there? Yes. So you're going to notice I have 6 different companies. The very top one is my production company. We do live events and we do video production and we create amazing marketing videos like the one you guys just saw there. The second one is my branding website. We create amazing digital brands for experts in different niches, and we do it in 2 days. The third one is my VIP, my Today's Premier Experts. TBE stands for Today's Premier Experts. It's my talk show. We're on Amazon, Fire Stick, Apple TV, and Roku. Raymond, actually, we just interviewed him while he was in my studio in Miami. He's going to be on season 2. Les Brown was on season 1. We have Kevin Harrington coming on from Shark Tank as well. If any of you guys are a celebrity or an expert in your niche, come talk to me, you can be on the show. The third one is my VIP branding experience. This is for people who really want to be the celebrity in their particular niche or industry. Next is my 360 site. It's the platform you're looking at right now. And the last one is my MIB, the Marketing Implementation Bootcamp that Zoe just won a ticket to. But what I want you to do is click on, and then I would tell the person which one I want them to click on. But what did I do in less than a minute? I shared about all my businesses. Did it sound salesy? Did it feel salesy whatsoever? No. It just feels like I'm just telling you what stuff is because it's right there in front of you. I have mastered the way to introduce all of your value as a person, opposed to looking like, hey, this business here, and this business here, and wait a second, and this business card. No, that's not the business card. Flip the business card. Has anybody of you experienced that, right? You know what I'm talking about. I'm not crazy. I figured out a solution that doesn't just allow you to share all your businesses. It elevates your perceived value in who you are as a person. Therefore, more people will want to do business with you. And the next thing that ends up happening, people will ask you, oh, what do you mean you have a talk show? Oh, what do you mean this VIP brand experience? And one person now can actually be your potential customer 2, 3, or 4 different ways. That was never possible prior to a 360 site. Can I get up? Wow. All right. You can have up to 6 websites. You can have up to 3 videos. You see that flashing play button. Do not click on it. I don't want you to play the videos. You can watch them later. It gives you up to 3 different videos with our pro version. Social media links. When we first launched 2 years ago, I only had social media links. And by the way, there was only one 360 site in the world. It was mine. And then my clients saw it, and they said, Ray, this is awesome. I want one of these. So we started cloning my website. We remove my information, and we add my client's information, and go, here you go. You know what the problem was? There was no way to change the information. I couldn't even do it. So 187 clients later, Raj being one of them, King Raj in the front row right here. Yes, big round of applause for Raj. 187 clients later, one by one by one by one, I realized I got something here. Business owners and entrepreneurs need a way to pull everything they have in the world into one place. So they can open their phone, click one button, and have everything in the palm of their hand. Whether it be one-on-one presentations, whether it be one-to-many like I'm doing right now. Look at the power that I have in this room right now, because every single person has a what? Every single person has a cell phone. So you can actually demand an audience and take them to any presentation, take them to a PowerPoint, have them watch a video, look at a PDF document, whatever you want, in their fingertips. I've done this online. If I was on Zoom and you were sitting at home, I could do the exact same thing because you're sitting in front of your computer or your phone and I can direct you where to go. So I want you to think what your current sales process is. How do you currently share your business, share your services, all the different things you do in your sales process? Imagine if you had it in one place at one time, 24/7. And if you don't have your phone, it doesn't matter. They have theirs. Does this make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay, great. Do you like this so far?
Beautiful.
Okay. So social media is not the only way that people build relationships. I understand that. So what we added was additional web links. Does anybody here have a landing page? We have a button for that. Does anybody here have a presentation? We have a button for that. Does anybody have a free gift? We have a button for that. It goes on and on, right? We have photos, we have videos, we have anybody have a podcast? Couple? 4, 5, 6? Now you have a button that says podcast right on your phone next to your social media. Right now, it takes so long for people to ever share their podcast. In 2 seconds, they click, share podcast, there you go, they're listening anywhere in the world.
Wow.
Wow. Surveys, you can add additional websites, you can do a report, anything you want. Now, if that wasn't good enough, I realize that some of you have unique businesses. And I can't cover everything. So we've created 6, not 1, 6 customizable icons. For those that are realtors in the room or in the real estate business, we have a little house. And some of my realtor clients have a house, and they add their listings. They add their showings. They add anything that they want that is an important, standout something that they would have on their website, or something you would email someone. They have it in a click of a button right under the 360 site. Now, obviously that sounds easy, that sounds comfortable, but let me explain to you why this is so valuable. Does anyone know how many exposures it takes for someone to make a buying decision? 7 to 12. 7 to 12. 7 to 12 exposures to the brand or to the company before someone makes a buying decision. This can be an email, this can be a phone call, this can be a Zoom call, it can be in person. Multiple exposures have to happen before someone makes a buying decision. Do you get this? Do you realize it's your responsibility before you can sell anyone to create multiple exposures so they feel comfortable enough with rapport to buy from you? Yes? Okay. What do you think the 360 site does every time they go to it? It gives you multiple what? Exposure points. If anyone were to ask me for any information about any of the businesses I have, any of the medias I'm on, what am I going to send them? My 360 link, because my 360 link doesn't just have what they asked me for. It has everything, which gives me multiple exposure points at the same time, which gets me closer to the point of building rapport and a relationship and the person buying. That is how I have tripled my business in 2 years. By leveraging the power of exposure to gain more rapport, to separate myself from my competitors, and give everybody a wow experience. Right now, how are you meeting people? Are you wowing them just by saying, let's connect, here's my 360 site? No! People are doing the same thing. They pull out their business card. Everybody's doing the same thing. You are not separating yourself from everybody else in the room. You have to start doing something that's going to make you unique, stand out, and deliver multiple wow experiences to get you to the place where someone says, I'm doing business with this person. I choose you over your competition. So one of the ways of doing that is with photos and obviously videos. You noticed that my photos in the background, my photos on the top, and when you all got to my 360 site, there was a photo of Raymond and Karen. I added that just by turning on the little banner on the right-hand side. And boom. And in 2 seconds, I can turn it off, and it'll disappear as soon as this presentation's over. For those that are speakers and authors, think about that. You set something up, you walk on stage. You do your thing, you walk off, you turn it off. You're done. That level of marketing power in the palm of your hand does not exist in this world. Most people don't even know how to update their own website nowadays. They have to pay someone and call and wait for them to get back to you to then tell you, okay, just finish doing it. By that time, the presentation's over, I'm done. I could have made $50,000. I wanted to make sure that everyone had it in the palm of their hands, and in a couple clicks, you're live. There is no knowledge, there's nothing you need to know how to do this. You don't have to be a techie, and we have little training videos if you're not sure. Next is my favorite feature. Now, this is the ultimate way to connect. So go open your phone again, go back to the 360 site, and this is what's going to change your life when it comes to networking. Literally change your life. Click on the contact button on the right. Click on the contact button on the right. You're going to notice that you can call, you can text, you can WhatsApp for those of you that are international, by the way, because I like to make sure that my international friends that I meet feel comfortable in how they can communicate with me in a matter of seconds by not having to look up my number, not having to save it. They press one button that says WhatsApp, and they're connected with me in seconds. That level of connection when you meet someone for the first time is unheard of. It gives a wow experience, and it separates you from your competition. So what I want everybody to do is scroll to the very bottom. What does it say? Save contact. Click on it. See what happens. It's going to say open in contacts. It's going to say download or something. Whatever it is, click on that. And then click save. If you don't have contacts on your phone, it might not do it. Every 1 in 200, it happens. But basically, it gives you the opportunity to save someone's contact. If I was meeting you for the very first time in a networking event that everyone agrees that we all go to, I would never pass out a business card. I'd have you go to my 360 site. I would tell you, you can connect with me on any of my social medias, but don't do that right now. Just click on the contact button and save my contact information to your phone. And now we are connected. Every once in a while, 1 or 2 people doesn't work. I can help you do it later. The point being is this. Now I've created real connection. The next thing I would have someone do is that I'd have them message me. I'd have them message me so I know who they are. Now, if you're a speaker and you're doing this from stage, it's a great way to lead capture and put people into a follow-up sequence so you can connect with hundreds, if not thousands of people in 1 minute or 2 minutes. This is incredibly powerful for your business. Is this good, everybody? I don't want to lose you guys. Okay. So the website is adaptable for any. Some of you are on cell phones, the majority of you. Some can be on laptops. It customizes to whatever space it is. I want you to realize there's no scrolling. Do you know why there's no scrolling? It's because people are like squirrels and they get lost. Squirrel. We need to keep them focused. We need to give them all the information in one place, and we need to keep it simple, because if you don't keep it simple, they get lost. The second thing is this. When someone lands on your website, like your real website, Bridget, you with me? With me? Not because you're not on the phone. You can't call me if you're not on the phone. You're on an iPad. That's on purpose, because you can't call from a computer or a phone or an iPad. So think about this for 1 second, okay? I want you to really, really think about this. For those of you that have a website and think, why don't I just put all my social medias on my website? The number one thing I've ever learned in marketing is once you get them to your website, you never want them to leave. So putting your social medias on your website actually goes against the number one rule of what happens when people get to a website. You don't want them to leave. So it's actually counterintuitive to have all your social medias, because what people will do is they'll click on your social media and there they're off, they're gone. They lost you. But people don't build relationship by visiting someone's website. If I were to meet you for the very first time, and I give you my business card and it's got my business website, and here, check out my website, what do you feel I'm trying to do?
Selling.
Sell! We can all agree that when someone gives you the business card with the business website, you can feel they're trying to sell to you. And that is the complete opposite feeling that you want people to have when you meet them. You want them to feel that you are wanting to build a relationship. And the way we already know that human beings build relationship and build rapport is through what? Through social media. Therefore, when someone lands on this page, opposed to your web page, they go, oh, I'm going to look him up on Instagram because I like Instagram. I'm going to look him up on Facebook. I'm going to look her up on YouTube because it's what I like. And all of a sudden, the rapport starts to be built. The relationship starts to grow. Your time is not being used. And next thing you know, they're booking a calendar appointment with you. Because the contact button actually has a calendar button for you to use for your calendar software. And if you don't have one, let me know. It says, actually when you log in, it says, get yours now. It's a software that I use. I don't own it, I didn't create it, but I know that if you're a business owner and you don't have a calendar app, you should really have it because it makes your life a lot easier. So we included it in the back end of our 360 site. How's that sound?
Awesome.
All right. So I'm going to go over the packages and the plans. We have 3 different memberships depending on the level of business that you have. So the first one is our basic membership for $29.99 a month. This is US. What this membership does not include is our WhatsApp feature, the Facebook Messenger, the download vCard feature that you just saw, the custom buttons and icons, the web links, the private Facebook community, our VIP concierge service, our developers portal, and our events and services discount. This is for someone that's very basic. You don't have a lot of websites, you don't have a lot of social medias, you only have one of each, you don't need that much. The advanced is for someone that might have 4 or 5 social medias. Maybe you have a fan page, you have a personal page, maybe you have a group. If you look at my Facebook, I have 6. Because I have a personal, I have a fan, I have a company, and I have groups. And it's important to give people access, like Raymond has his Get Real with Raymond group. The more people he gets to come into his group, the bigger his organization grows. If you do not have a group on Facebook, go create a group for your company, for your business, for your program, and start adding people to your group. Because when you come out with a new product or service, guess what? You get to actually promote it to the group. But what better way to get people in your group than just have a button when they click on Facebook and it says, oh, his branding group. Let me join his branding group. Let me join his whatever group. Now, me personally, I have closed groups. Why do I still put my closed groups on my button? Because people will still request to join and they become a lead. So the closed group on the Facebook button on my 360 site is a lead capture tool. And it works every single time. I cannot tell you how many people have requested to join my branding group, end up sending them my presentation, and they actually end up becoming my branding clients.
Wow.
So the advanced is for those that have a couple social medias. You might have a group. It does include the WhatsApp chat, the Facebook Messenger button, the download vCard, the custom buttons, the web links, and the private Facebook group. Now, the professional version is for those of you that have all, like King Rosh. He's got all his social medias. He's got 4 websites. He's got multiple pages. He literally has so many different things. Like Raymond. Raymond has so many different pages that he needed all that. It gives you up to 6. Advanced gives you up to 3 slots, and the basic gives you 1. But let me just show you some of our other celebrity clients. And there's Raymond actually on the left. Kevin Harrington. Does anybody know who Gary Vee is, by the way? So everybody, for the most part, knows who Gary Vee is because we see him everywhere, right? Because he spends millions of dollars on what? Exposure. He knows and he understands, which is why he's now speaking with Tony Robbins. He understands the power of getting out there on every single social media. I don't think there's one social media that you can go on that you will not see Gary Vee if you're already connected to him in some capacity. You guys, you agree? Yeah. But even though you all know Gary Vee, if I asked you, how do I connect with Gary Vee? You would only give me one capacity to connect with Gary Vee. Not until we provided him a 360 site was someone able to connect with Gary Vee everywhere Gary Vee was. And Gary Vee is known by so many people. And the reason I'm sharing this with you, same thing with Kevin. Kevin Harrington was the exact same thing. He has all these websites, he has all these landing pages, he has all these social medias. He had no way for people to connect. Actually, at the bottom of his signature In his email, he had all these medias. It looked ridiculous. It looks like a salesman show. Does anybody have that in the bottom of their email, all their social medias, the whole long list? Anybody ever seen that? You'll never have to use that ever again. Because you need one link now, and you'll put all your logos, but it's one link that takes them everywhere. And it gives them multiple exposure points, including the opportunity to see an amazing video. So, next time someone asks you, what's your number? What's your email? What's your WhatsApp? What's your website? What's your Facebook? What's your LinkedIn? What's your Instagram? What's your video? What's your event? Can have a button. If you notice on mine, it has events. I have 4 events per month. Every single one of my events is on my 360 site. I press one button, you have access to all my events. Or they ask you, what's your book? What are you going to say? My 360 site. And I ask, what's your 360 site? Because I believe in the future, and this is kind of cool, because you're at the beginning of this. Remember when Facebook came out? Does anyone not know what Facebook is? Right? It's a joke. But in 2004, no one knew what Facebook was. Right now, it's like going back to 2004. Nobody knows what a 360 site is. You are one of the first to find out. But a couple years from today, it'll be common practice for people to ask, what's your 360? Because why would I ask you for your phone number? Why would I ask you for your email? Why would I ask you for your Facebook if I know that there's one place that I can get everything? So Jack will never have to give out his information ever again because Jack just says Jack Canfield 360. And now you can connect with Jack everywhere.
Wow.
Now Jack doesn't give his personal cell phone on his 360 site, I'm sorry. And neither does Raymond. But the point is, if you wanted to message him on Facebook, if you wanted to watch some of his videos on YouTube, you wouldn't have to search. You only have to go to one place to connect with Jack, or to connect with Gary, or to connect with anybody. This will by far transform your business. So what we've done, because having a 360 site is not enough. I can set everybody up with a 360 site right now. You guys will look awesome. You'll be live in 24 hours or less. Can I say, wow? Has anyone ever had a website up and live and running in 24 hours or less? No. It's not possible. It doesn't exist. People would think I'm crazy. Okay, maybe. I'll hire you if it's true. I'll put you to work, too. The reality is, in 24 hours or less, you'll have a full functioning website that you can update yourself, that you can make changes on the fly. But here's what really matters. Do you know how to effectively market yourself with it? Do you know how to actually leverage it on social media? Do you know the correct verbiage to write on the back of your business card? Do you know what to put on your Instagram? Do you know what message to send when someone becomes your LinkedIn connection or your Facebook a friend, so that you connect with them on other social medias? The marketing and the branding of someone with a 360 site is something I've been working on for almost 2.5 years. And I've become a master at it. I call myself the networking ninja, because people don't even know what happened. It's like I got their information, they're on my calendar, and they're like, I didn't even talk to them. And I teach people how to do this. So today we're doing something really special. I've obviously been working with Raymond directly. He's been seeing everything, the internals of my business. We're doing exactly the same thing for him, and he wanted me to make sure I had something special for you guys. Providing the 360 site is amazing already, but giving you a marketing training course that we've created, it's a 4-part training course to teach you how to effectively network, connect on social media, speak at events, lead capture as an author. For those of you that are all authors, you don't realize the power of having a 360 site when you're at your tables. I've seen most of you with the box and the bin and the fill-out form. I'm sorry to say, but that's archaic. I feel so bad for you guys. Okay, so fine. Let me have that, Elka. So Elka is one of our clients already. She kind of beat you guys to it. And Elka already has her QR code. So if you visit Elka at her booth, you'll pull out your phone, you'll hold it over here, and it takes you right to her 360. And then she can just capture your information in a matter of seconds. So the time that is wasted for you to go through that bowl of business cards, to go through that sheet of paper with all that chicken scratch written on there that I know most people wrote, because I used to do the same thing, makes you a secretary. Gives you a job. You don't have time for that, ladies and gentlemen. You don't. You're entrepreneurs. You need to be moving, you need to create an impact, you need to be having revenue-producing activities. And if you're setting yourself up with a list for people to fill out, you are preparing yourself to be doing non-revenue producing activities. So within our training course, we're going to teach you how to network even more effectively. Probably the most effective that you've ever had in your entire life. I can almost guarantee that. How to leverage social media. I know probably 85% of you are not leveraging social media. I'm going to make it really simple for how you start leveraging social media and not waste too much of your time. We're going to increase connections. How many of you understand that you have to start building your connections, not just your leads and sales? Do you understand that? Okay, so you don't understand. Come on. The reason that Gary Vee, Grant Cardone, and Tony Robbins are at the level that they're at is not because of their product or service. It's because of their connections, their reach. The reason that there's 300 people in this room is because of Raymond's connections and reach. If you do not start building your connections now, 5 years from today, you're gone. You're going to have 20-year-olds blowing you away when you have twice the knowledge, probably 10 times the degree and experience, but they have 100,000 followers, and people will pay more money for that than for your knowledge and service. And I'm sorry to say that that's the truth. But if you can start working on it now, and you will still have those 100,000 followers 2 or 3 years from today, that same 20-year-old can compete with you because you also have the knowledge, the experience, and you have the presence. If you don't believe me, go online. Look at who are the people that are making the most money. It's not because of the product or service. It's because of the reach. People will hire you to come speak on a stage because of who you are and the connections you have. The only reason I'm standing here is because what Raymond and his team were able to research through My360 site. Because that's what they got. They got the 360 site and said, holy moly. And they saw everything about me. They watched my YouTube videos, they checked out my Facebook, checked out my Instagram. Now clearly, I have very good content. So I understand that, and if you need help with the content, you can talk to me later about that as well. But you got to start somewhere. We got to start by consolidating everything that is you in the world right now. Does this make sense to you guys?
Yeah.
How many of you really understand that you need to get connected with more people and be more accessible to really start growing your business? Let me see how many people understand this concept. Okay. All right, so I want to do a little exercise. I want everybody to stand up. Stand up. Come on. You guys are asleep. I think I'm going to do the Jack Canfield one. Let's get in a line. I like that one. I'm serious. Let's get in a line. Let's face this way in the room. Hands on the person in front of your shoulders. All right, everybody get ready. All right. And remember, you get to give them instructions. You get to tell how to do it. We're gonna do 30 seconds this time. All right. A little harder. Use the thumbs. Dig in between the shoulder blades. Come on. Right there. A little bit more up on the right. Okay. That's good. That's the spot right there. I see smiles. I see smiles. Oh, this is good. I'm going to thank Jack for this one. No, you're going to thank Jack for this one. All right, 10 more seconds. All right, ready for the karate chop? Karate chop all the way down to the waist. To the waist, Canadians. Come on. All the way up and stop. Switch, other side. All right, here we go. Good pressure. There you go. Raj is smiling. Big smile on Raj. Tony's doing a good job. There you go. Make sure to get into those delts. Shoulder blade. Come on. That's good. Right there. A little deeper. Right there. Oh, that's good. That's good. Big smiles. Big smiles, everybody. All right. I like this. All right. Karate chop. All the way down. right, give a hug to the person to the left and to the right of you. Big hug, big hug. All right, grab a seat. Was that good? Yeah. Did I do it close to as Jack did it, or? Yeah. Did Raymond tell him Ray did a good job? Yeah. Excellent. So the last thing that our training is going to do, there we go. I'm going to teach you how to receive more leads and more referrals. And this one's really important. For those of you that were in my presentation yesterday, you know that I don't like the word referrals. I use the word introductions. Okay? I want you to really listen to what I just said. I don't like to use the word referrals. I like to use the word introductions. Referrals equals sales. Introductions equal relationships. So one of the things that we're going to teach in our training course isn't just how to use the 360 site, but is how do you more effectively communicate as a business owner and entrepreneur. It's a lot of things that I have studied, I have tweaked, I have practiced, I've seen what works and what doesn't work, and I'm highly, highly effective at what I do because I'm very specific with the language that I choose and what I actually demonstrate in visual representation, leveraging the technology of the 360 site. The other word I'm going to ask you to get rid of your vocabulary, when it comes to business, of course, is the word help. I want you to remove the word help when it comes to business. When it comes to personal, when it comes to something you need, it's fine. But when you're talking to a potential customer or client, I don't ever want you to say you're going to help them. Because if you're going to help them, then that means something's wrong. There's a problem with them. And you're going to come fix that problem. And this is probably one of the most difficult things to do. And it happens to me because I want to use the word help because I know I help my clients. I know I make a difference. So I want to inherently want to use that word, but it's a disempowering word when you use it for your clients. So remove the word help and replace it with support, empower, collaborate. We partner with our clients. We don't help our clients. We partner with our clients. We support our clients. We empower our clients. So during our branding and marketing 4-part training course, it's not going to just be only the 360 site. There's going to be language that you're going to learn how to use in conjunction with the technology of the 360 site. When you introduce yourself to someone, how you're going to be able to get their cell phone number without really asking them for their cell phone number. Because we all agreed at the beginning of this presentation that that's the #1 most important thing we have to get from our potential contacts. There's a way I've created to very fluidly get someone's cell phone number without them even noticing that they're giving you their cell phone number. And now this works with higher end people, which is really when you need it. When it's that really important person that you want to meet and connect with, that's when this really comes into handy. Everybody else, who's just a regular entrepreneur, they want to give you your number. I'm not really talking about those situations. I'm talking about the ones with the big CEOs or the top business achievers and success people that I want to, or the speaker, I want to connect with that person. You need a way that's creative, that's out of the box, and it's going to separate you from everyone else. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to achieve it. Is this good? Yeah. All right. So our marketing course is typically $1,500. But in a good fashion Raymond standards, I'm going to give you guys a special price because I'm here at your event. And Raymond loves you, and I love Raymond. Yes, wow. So for those of you today, what? Where is it? It's online. So you don't have to travel anywhere. Does anybody know Zoom? You guys use Zoom? Yeah. Okay, if you're not using Zoom, you're going to learn to use Zoom, and you're going to start using it for your business. That's one of the most powerful tools that every single one of you should be using in your business. And it's actually something we teach during this training course. I actually teach you how to use Zoom in your business besides doing regular meetings. How to do webinars, how to do masterminds. The power of video conferencing nowadays, which technically can be from your computer, you can even do it from your phone. I have so many of my clients, they'll just connect on their phone. From anywhere, the click of a button. You don't realize how much power this gives you in your business. And I know meeting with people is something that's important, but I've realized that my time is more important. So I no longer meet with anyone in person. Unless they come to me, and it's a very important type of situation, like when Raymond flew down and came to visit me from Toronto, I'll meet with them in person. For the last 2 years, I will not meet with anyone in person because it takes too much time. But I do believe in meeting face-to-face. I don't like to do phone calls. Even when I have a phone call scheduled, and I'm going to teach you this, when I have a phone call scheduled and we get on the call, the first thing I say after I say hello is, are you by a computer? Are you familiar with Zoom? Are you okay jumping on a video conference call with me? I would like to share my screen with you. Why do I tell them I'd like to share my screen with you? So they don't feel that I want to watch them and see them because they feel super uncomfortable that I want to see them on video, especially if it's not something they do normally. So understanding how to leverage the face-to-face meeting without spending your time driving anywhere, you can have more meetings, be more effective in less time. And the 360 site is a major component to this process. Because when I get on Zoom with someone, and I do share my screen, guess what I'm going to show them? My 360 site. Because I get multiple what when I show my 360 site? Exposures. And we need how many exposures before someone makes a buying decision? 7 to 12. So do you see how there's a process and a method to this madness? We met them at a networking event. We impressed them with the 360. We gave them our contact information. We got theirs. We scheduled a call. They answered the call. We got on. We said, are you in front of your computer? Let's get on a Zoom so I can share my screen. And then we go back to the 360 site again so we can get more exposures. We still haven't sold them anything. You with me?
Beautiful.
Networking Ninja.
Yeah.
Networking Ninja. All right, so you guys want to know what the special price is?
Yeah.
You really want to know?
Yeah.
All right.